Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great commentary. So today we're talking about lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is something I've been interested in for a very long time. I would say since, like about 20 years, I've had some interest in it. Off and on, I mean, but that's when I first became really, like, aware of it, was about 20 years ago. And, sorry, I'm getting a message. So anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so I've tried it at various times, or tried to, like, there are times where I've tried to do it and usually, not too seriously. So I'm trying again now. And this time, this is the most motivated I've ever been to do it. Doesn't mean I'm going to have any more success than I have in the past. But, this time I really am motivated because this time, like, I've got, like, a real reason to want to do it. It's not just for fun or anything like that, but because I'm hoping that, if theoretically, if you got deeper enough, it could be used to help, healing, and my brain definitely needs to heal after, what I'm going through with the, withdrawal. Like, and now I'm mostly recovered now, but even in the best case scenario, I think it's probably going to be a couple of months before, I'm fully recovered from, switching from the, well, first I switched from Effexor to Cymbalta, and then from the Cymbalta to the Zoloft. I still have some symptoms like anxiety in the morning, anxiety sometimes in the evening as well. It's under control now, but it's unpleasant. And, so I've got a couple of, one fear is just that I don't recover any further than this, or actually even get worse, which would suck. And then the other thing is that, like, eventually it's going to be time to get off the Zoloft too. When things do stabilize with the Zoloft, when and if, then I'm planning to eventually get off that. Currently on 100 milligrams of Zoloft, I'll cut down to 50. If I can handle 50, I'll cut down to 25. If I can handle 25, I'll cut down to 12 and a half. And at that point, I'm going to have to go to, like, a compounding pharmacy and then just, like, every month do, like, 1 month do 11, the next month do 10. And then eventually you get to a point where you have to go from 1 to 0. And that's the one that I'm really worried about. Now, that's way down. That's that's over a year in the future at best. So, but, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it or pull it off or something. Like, after this experience I went through, I'm really worried about it. Like, is my brain ever going to be okay? Brain, nervous system, the whole thing. So, yeah, I mean, that's that. So, I mean, this time I'm much more motivated, so I've been doing it or not doing it, but, like, trying to do it for the last 5 nights. Now, there are two main things when they talk about, try to tell you how to do lucid dreaming. There's two main things they teach or tell you to do. One is to write down your dreams. After you wake up, you write down your dreams. The other is to do, reality checks, do different things during the day to check to see if you're in a dream. The idea being, I guess, or the main part of the idea being that if you get in the habit of doing it in real life, you'll end up doing those reality checks habitually in the dream too. Those were things that even when I was like into lucid dreaming in the past, generally I just was like, I want to lucid dream. But I could never bring myself, or usually couldn't bring myself, to journal or do reality checks because I just didn't think they would matter. It's like, what the fuck's the point of doing a reality check? I know I'm not dreaming, okay? So what's the fucking point of doing it every half an hour? It just feels retarded. And then dream journaling seemed even more stupid. I was thinking, like, this should be like some mystical thing that, like, there's like some type of meditation you do. But writing down shit in a journal, what the fuck's that gonna do? Like, I'm just gonna write down a bunch of nonsense? Because that's all my dreams are, just a bunch of, like, nonsense that aren't even that clear. What am I gonna get out of writing that shit down? But there's not really any other things you can do. I mean, you can try to do what's called awake-induced in lucid dream, which is like you stay awake. I mean, you like keep your mind awake while your body falls asleep. But I've never even come close to being able to pull that off. For me to, I mean, I'd have to try to like maybe go to bed like an hour and a half later or something. I tried that. But the thing is, I've tried so many times to do stuff like that, and I just fall asleep. No matter my sleep posture or whatever, I can't do it. Now, I can stay conscious when I'm in that kind of like in-between state, which I guess is probably technically sleep. When you're like, you're not asleep per se, or you don't think of yourself as asleep, but you're getting visuals and stuff. Like it's a very sort of light sleep. I think it's called the hypnagogic state. I mean, I can stay awake in that, but I mean, that's, and maybe that's a start. I don't know. Yeah, so what I've been doing then, so like, I'm trying to do the reality checks. One of the reality checks they say is to like hold your nose shut. Like you go like this and then try to breathe through it. With my sinuses, that's really unpleasant, so I don't do that. So what I've been doing instead is just trying to like poke my palm with my finger, poke one palm with the finger on the other hand, and try to see if it goes through the hand. And then just to basically ask myself, like, am I dreaming? Is this a dream right now? Like really ask yourself. Really actually make sure. Like, I know I'm not dreaming, but like really make sure. Like, am I dreaming? No. Okay. So like the idea is like, so I'm doing more of that stuff. And so far, like I said, 5 days, has there been any progress? I do think I'm remembering my dreams a little better. It's tough to tell this early. I know, like, and then one other thing I want to say, first of all, I have tried keeping a dream journal before. I don't remember how long I did it, but I did try it before. The other thing is that there actually have been times where I've successfully woken up in my dreams. They were still unclear. I had no control over them, and I couldn't maintain the lucidity or like the awareness that you're dreaming. But I think it's been at least twice, and I think maybe more, where I realized like, oh wow, I'm in a dream, but it didn't last for very long. So I feel like, I just kind of accept that my dreams are never going to be clear. They're never going to make sense. They're never going to teach me anything, or at least not in any short-term thing. I don't expect anything like that. But I think what I would like, for me, the first stage is going to be, well, first just like being able to do it again, because I haven't like successfully woke up in a dream or like realized that I was dreaming like in a dream for a long time. But first just do that again, but then get to a point where I'm able to get lucid every night, and then like you think of like just errors, and then you can worry about extending it. And then maybe after you extend it, then you can work on the clarity of the dreams and then like actually get something out of it, like some of that healing stuff I was talking about. Maybe. So yeah, so I've been, for 5 nights, I've been trying to do it. When I say trying to do it, I meant doing reality checks, and maybe not as many as I should be, but doing reality checks and recording my dreams. But the dream, I mean, it's like what I said, it's fucking nonsense. So I do think that I'm remembering them a little bit better, and I guess that's a start. I don't know. That's what they say. But listen to this shit. Listen to this shit that I have. Okay, this is from the first night. I was in an amusement park, and then I was playing a tape recorder, but I can't lower the volume on it, and my family was there listening to it. Like, what the fuck? What? Like, what the hell? Like, I do kind of remember it now. Like, now that I was like, oh yeah, that was, but like, what are you supposed to do with that? Then the next thing, the next night, there was a massive snake in a clear pipe. My brother was trying to get rid of it with a broom. Then a pig and a dog tried to get my attention while I was sitting on a like recliner chair. And some babies had been kidnapped and were being held in the desert. Okay. And then the next night, I was going to move in with Myra, who is like an old friend of one of my mom's old friends. And I'm not going to say his name, but some guy who I went to high school with, and who I was an acquaintance of me. That's it. So I don't know, okay. That's all I remember. The next night, I didn't remember my dreams. I wasn't able to write them down because I didn't remember anything. One other thing, what I've read and what I tried to do today is instead of just getting up and trying to write it down immediately, stay in bed, don't move, try to recall as much as you can. And then I've noticed that today, at least, some extra stuff started coming back to me. So today, I did have the longest one that I've written down. I was being followed on, and then this is a street near where I live. I don't want to say the name of it. I got out of the car. I guess I was being followed in my car. Got out of my car, but I didn't lock it. I started floating. What I meant by the floating is I was like kind of like so I was, instead of walking, I was like floating and like pushing myself along the road. Then I played mini golf and saw 2 college age girls there that weren't hot. Then I'm back in class and I saw, and I'm not going to say her name, but some girl I went to high school with. Wasn't friends with her. She wasn't hot. I haven't thought about her in like decades. I don't know why, but I was sitting next to her. I think I even said like, "Here she is," or something like that, and she was like, "Oh, hey, ballface 8020," something like that. I don't remember. And I had to study for some type of science class. I had several classes, but some science class in particular. And I was thinking, like, do I have enough time to take notes on all this stuff? And I felt like I didn't. And then I'm on a very crowded school bus, and it had to stop and pick up some additional passengers. And then my mom, who's not even alive anymore, but then my mom told me to not keep my social security card in my wallet because I was talking to somebody else and had to, I think, give money or take money. And my mom was saying that, like, your wallet is bigger than my handbag and don't keep your social security card in it. And I was just like, well, it's none of your business. Just like, I didn't say it, but I was like, fuck off, basically. Oh, and then I needed to find a generator on the street to, like, plug in something that was in my car. But the only generators I could find were, like, charging stations for electric cars. So that's the dream. So, okay, like, I guess it's progress. I remember more stuff last night, but, like, I didn't get anything out of that. Like, what the hell, man? Like, that's, like, I think my brother once told me, he said that, like, you always think your own dreams are interesting, and then when somebody else is explaining to you their dreams, you're just like, whatever. It's like there's like the 2 boringest things to hear stories about are other people talking about being drunk and other people talking about their dreams. The difference is, for me, is, yeah, I mean, when I was young and stupid, I like to talk about myself being drunk. But I never thought my dreams were interesting. I still don't. There's like, this wasn't interesting. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. So, like, this idea that, like, dreams are a window into the subconscious, like, look, it's probably true, and there probably is something to that. And some of this shit, like, probably does have to do with stuff in my subconscious. But I mean, whatever. So, I'm going to keep at it. If anybody watches this and, knows anything in the comments about their own experiences, please share. If you have any ideas, please share. What I was thinking is, I've talked about it in other videos, sense restraint. Like, basically, just if I just, like I'm worried that the only way I can make progress is to, like, change stuff in my daily life. Sense restraint in my daily life. So, which would really mean just, like I said, there's times where you have to work. I get that. But other than work, you basically do nothing. You just either sit there or lie there and just stare ahead. The mind calms down. And, that plus meditation, you have more clarity in your waking life. Hopefully it translates over to clarity in the dreaming state. I know that people have had some success with that. I really don't want to do that because I just, like, anything that requires self-discipline, no, it's not, it's hard for me. I mean, I guess I could try it again. I've never been successful with it in the past. But anybody who, like, has had experience with it, like meditation techniques, if anything's worked for them, let me know. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.